Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in November 2020. What's going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. All right, guys, welcome to November, and right off the bat, happy birthday to you guys. It is your season. It started in October. You're going to finish out the majority of November. Whenever you guys had your birthday or will have your birthday, Scorpio, I hope it's an amazing time. I hope you have a lovely day surrounded by people who know and love you, and I hope you get some really cool gifts. If that's a thing, you know, some people don't exchange gifts. I don't know why. But anyway, if you are getting together with people for your birthday, or also for the holiday, thank you, later in the month, Thanksgiving, please continue to take very good care of yourselves, okay? And do it with all the precautions, okay? But in general, I'm wishing you guys that happy birthday. But also in general, I am hoping that you guys are safe, happy, healthy, and secure at this time. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you are up to, be well, okay? I almost said something. I try not to be political on this channel, but I almost said something semi-political. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, Scorpio. Again, happy Thanksgiving if you are celebrating at the end of the month. But anyway, anything you want from me, Scorpio, it's already in the description box. If you want the timestamp, it is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there. Any questions before you place an order, email me at the same address you see there, and I'll answer you as soon as I can. If you're interested in doing donations to the channel, I have the Cash App link and the PayPal link down there for you. It's never asked for, it's never expected, but it's always appreciated if you feel like doing that. You don't have to. I'm not asking, but it's for people who reach out to me like, hey, how about a donation? I'm like, hey, thank you. This is how you do that. And if you're interested in following me on Instagram, the name is EmpathicFire Tarot over there, and the link for that is also down in the description box, okay? All right, Scorpio, let's do this thing. I want to see Scorpio's outcome for November 2020. Outcome for Scorpio in November. Ooh, didn't ask. We might talk about it, but let's see. Is it just this one? I think so. Yeah, Judgment come out in reverse. It's not the outcome, but maybe some of you are, I'm sensing like inflexible or stubborn, but I'm also sensing like going back, re-evaluation, rebirth, re. I'm getting like a lot of re's in there. What is going, oh, my card, it's tearing off. Anyway, let's try that again, shall we? Reevaluation also coming through with the Judgment card. But anyway, let's try that again. Let's see some outcome for Scorpio in November. Outcome for Scorpio in November, please show me. No. What is this? Your spread came easily. What's this? Why are you delaying with your outcome? Outcome for Scorpio, show me, please. Or stop me. Show me or stop me, please. There it is. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Alright, let's flip everything. Ta-da! Oh, that is... Okay, interesting. I'm wondering if that's a thing. I'm going to have to look into that for my own curiosity. I'm noticing patterns in where the cards lay, and that tends to happen in... I saw that too in the pre-shuffle, in the retrograde periods. That's very interesting. I wonder if that happens all the time. Anyway, just talking to myself. Hi, Scorpio. Sorry to ignore you. Let's see. Let's find out what's going on with you. Please show me where Scorpio is in November 2020. Where is Scorpio in November 2020? Please show me. Come on now. Where's Scorpio in November? Please show me. Okay, we got it. Took a minute, but we got there. All right, Scorpio, coming in to November, you come in with the energy of the Ace of Wands. Hey now. Wonderful, beautiful, fabulous. End of reading. No, I'm kidding. Ace of Wands, new beginnings, fresh starts. In some of your cases, really, really fresh starts in a spirited way. Like you are highly energized. You're feeling really reinvigorated. Interesting. Some of you are feeling free in some type of way. And I chuckled a little bit because why is my nose itching? Maybe that had something to do with your energy. I chuckled because a scene from one of my favorite movies flashed in my mind, which is Brand New Day from the musical The Wiz. And that is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just like Google that after this reading and take a look at it. It's really about freedom. And it's interesting, I'm harboring on that word or that concept. So for some of you, it's like a reset or a restart and being able to finally do what you want to do. With the wands, it's very creative energy. Not creative necessarily in an artistic sense only, but creative in like making, like from the ground up, building, constructing, that type of creation, right? So in some of your cases, I'm sensing like you are maybe graduating or you finally get like released from a program or you're certified in something. Some of you are waiting for contracts to be signed or some type of paperwork to come through. And now that you're released from contractual obligations, maybe now you can get involved in a new project, because that's, again, with the word creative, it could be creative endeavors, it could be artistic endeavors. So maybe you were, in-house design for a publication, or you were doing, coding or some particular, I'm not very smart with these things, like computer work or software work for a particular company. And now that company and you are parting ways, or you're, found a new job, or you're under contract with someone else, now you can do something a little bit more, your flavor, whatever you're doing, you're much more excited to do it than what you were doing previously. Okay. I feel you're really like, oh, I can't wait. This is it. It's something like that. Like maybe some of you have been waiting a long time. It's a duster, right? And a feather duster. And why did I go, oh, okay. Because, that's what happens. I mean, not all the time. Some people dust every day. I'm not one of them. But some people do. But most of us don't. I would assume most of us don't. And what happens when you dust? It's a revelation of, oh my God, I really let this sit here. So like there's a passage of time is what I'm talking about. So some of you, maybe you're brushing the dust off of something. Maybe you're going back to complete a project, complete a passion project or something like that. Going back and settling debts is what I'm getting here. So maybe, or it's like I'm getting like this, like, I'm able to now move in. Oh, okay. I'm able to move in a way that I wasn't able to move before. Like I feel like a dog on a leash, or a dog in a cage, or any animal in a cage, or a what do you call those? Like a display? I forget what you call them at a zoo, right? But or like a sanctuary or something like that. Where, sure, in certain sanctuaries or certain enclosures, that's the word I wanted. Yeah, there's maybe like several hundred yards that these animals can move, but if they're out in nature, they can go anywhere. It's like that. It's like, it's not like you were completely held back. You were restricted. That's what this feels like. No longer being restricted. And I'm sensing movement, so maybe some of you are literally moving, you're literally relocating, right? Beautiful. Good. Congratulations. And it's a general, so it can go the other way. So if it's not happening to you, it's happening to someone around you. But take it all with a grain of salt. Now, that's where you start. What else happens? Oh, shit. Come on. I knew it. Damn it, Scorpio. Okay. Hopefully, this is contextually the past or your most recent past and something that you're coming out of. But as soon as I put that down and I reconnected with the board, as per with many of the readings I do for Scorpio. But it's not all bad. I'm going to say that. It's not all bad. it's got those hiccups that I, at this point, am used to in your readings. And if you've been with me for a while, you might be used to them too. But anyway, so what else happens for Scorpio? Shit, are you dreaming about that and that's not reality? Damn, no, that can't be true. Come on. What else? What else happens here? Show me. Okay, you've been waiting. Okay. Slide little ducks. Slide little ducks. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you. Seven of Pentacles. You've been waiting. I've been waiting for a girl like you. All right. Some of you have been waiting for a girl like her or me or who or what. Or whoever, or a guy like him or her, him or they, I don't know. That's very interesting. And now I can't get that freaking chorus out of my head. I've been waiting. Jesus, it's ridiculous. Anyway, regardless of whether you're waiting for a person or whatever, more to the point, or more specifically, more clearly, waiting and evaluating. Plotting is another word I get because of the sort of the gardening scene here. What do we do with gardens or vegetation or vegetables? We put them in a plot, right? So that's par for the course with the Scorpio. What else is there? Counting your coin is another thing I'm getting with the Seven of Pentacles here. Really counting your pennies, stacking your money because you knew something needed to be paid out or something would cost. And that would make sense because I did sense coming off of that Ace of Wands, maybe that's what you're doing. You're going into your new home and you're cleaning it up, you're dusting it, and you're getting everything ready before you move into this new home. So I just feel there's preparation here. There is a wait or an evaluation period going on in your life, or has been. If it's not current, it just like wrapped up or is wrapping up soon. And in the Seven of Pentacles, I feel, interesting, Scorpio, I feel whenever this was happening, whether it's right now or whether it was 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, whatever, there's a lot of learning here I'm getting. Like you learned a lot about yourself, about your situation, about the people you were involved with, about the cost of things. Some of you, for the first time, you never knew how much it cost to own a home. Like the price tag on the house says 125 or 228 or something like that. But then you've got all these fees and you've got all this stuff that you've got to pay in taxes and da 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 da. So it's just like learning curves are happening here in the Seven of Pentacles, and you've grown a lot. You know, you could take that as you've grown a lot in terms of like what you're harvesting, because that's what we see here. This woman walking her garden path, thinking of harvesting those pentacles on that tree back there. And, you know, maybe she's going to pass it up. Maybe she'll pluck a few. Who knows? But you've grown a lot, not only with your monetary or your material, in your material senses, but you've grown a lot as a person. Like, this is, I'm assuming this woman walking this garden path, this isn't the first garden she's tried to plant and bring to fruition and bring to blooming. Okay. I'm sure she's had a couple of dead flowers in her wake, or some really, you know, some seeds that never sprouted. Right. So I feel you have learned lessons and grown based off of previous experiences or one consistent experience. Right. And it feels really solid. Like this feels really like taking into account, like not shying away from the details or the times in your life or in the situations that you find yourself in, relationships that you find yourself in, whatever. It feels like a real like ownership of your pitfalls, ownership of the ways in which you or other people or situations that came upon you set you back a step or two, right? Evaluation, reevaluation, you know, things coming to fruition and cultivating things like, and this happens over time. For some of you, maybe 7 years. Pentacles can sometimes talk specifically to years. So that's a long time. I mean, it's not the longest period of time, clearly, but 7 years, that's a considerable amount of time. And You are, you're not the same person you were when you began your green thumb journey. You know what I mean? Like literally when this woman left her house, came to her backyard or came to her allotment or came to her greenhouse or wherever the hell she is, that basket she's holding, it was empty. It was empty. She didn't have any flowers in that shit. When she left the house to come out and prune her garden and, get together a bouquet because she's going to go deliver it to her best friend next door, Nancy, whatever, that basket that she has in her hand was empty. So you, Scorpio, when you started whatever path, 7 years ago, 7 days ago, 14 years ago, I don't care, your shit was empty. Your basket was empty. As you are walking your garden path, considering what to take off the vine, what to take off the bushes, what to prune, what to leave on, what to give a little extra water to, what to totally chuck because it's dead. All those things that you're considering in the Seven of Pentacles leads you out of the path, out of the garden, out of the greenhouse, out of the conservatory with a nice basket full of flowers, something to present, something to be proud of, something to give, because again, I'm getting the sense that some of you are giving to a situation. And again, it might surprise you, but I don't think you're bitter about it. Like going back to this idea of like buying a house and not really, maybe it's the first time you've bought a house and you didn't know, again, those initial costs or those extra costs of like paying the taxes and what you got to pay to the broker and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You're not mad. You're taking whatever lessons you have to from that in stride is what this feels like. That's good. That's a glow up. That's a little personal glow up. That's a little pat yourself on the back moment. Great. Good for you. Sometimes the Seven of Pentacles, I don't like it, but this time I'm like, it makes sense. It makes sense. Because I think it informs your Ace of Wands moment, and the Ace of Wands kind of, like, I feel these two really, quote unquote, talk to each other in a good way. I feel there's like a nice connection between these two energies. It's about to take a turn, by the way. A little bit, it feels like. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, come on, Scorpio, what you doing? Yeah, buddy. I shouldn't say yeah, buddy, because it's not fun, but I'm the external person here, and I'm not part of this story. And I can see where, in your way, Scorpio, you've done things by your book. Not by the book, by your book. And when you do things by your book, it can really put other people in a not so great situation or not so great space. I feel people are upset at you. Yep. Mm-hmm. People are not happy. Yep. Not happy. Okay. So why am I sensing this? Where is this coming from? So you've quietly walked your little garden path with the Seven of Pentacles. Quietly. Ace of Swords. Reverse. Quietly. This is no communication. This is no talking. This is not expressing. This is not sharing your innermost secrets, innermost thoughts. Number one, let's go ahead and highlight that. A Scorpio sharing innermost secrets. Yeah, you'll be waiting a long time. Okay, but sharing your innermost thoughts, that's more common. That's more something you would do. But a secret, forget it. Anyway, Ace of Swords in reverse. Maybe some deception, maybe some lies. I'm not necessarily here for that because, I practice, and it's maybe foolish of me, but I try to practice radical honesty. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. But Scorpios, you hear that and you're like, why would you do that? You dumbass. So there you go. Maybe you're highly critical of someone like me. But I'm getting here, like, there could have been lies. There could have been mistruths or just lack of conversation, lack of communication. And that is because you were doing something on your own. You were focused on yourself, focused on your goals, focused on whatever was growing in your garden and what you were cultivating. And it was, frankly, in your opinion, nobody's damn business. And I'm talking as if this is like past tense. For some of you, this could be going on right now, or it could be upcoming. But many of you Scorpios, this is kind of, it's wrapping up, or it's already done and dusted. Okay. And so whether you lied or were deceptive, I don't know. But the bigger part of that is what you could have said, you did not say. What you could have expressed, you did not express. That was more than likely a strategic move. Again, walking this garden path, deciding which things need to be pruned, where do you need to do some weeding, what plants need more water on them, which are ready to go into the garbage bin because they've died. All of that is strategy. Thank you. It's thinking. It's being aware of what you want. I want a beautiful garden, so I'm going to do this. And you don't have to consult with anybody else to do that. You're in charge of the garden. You're in charge of what is grown there and what blossoms and all that kind of stuff. And that's your goal. So why do you need to express that to other people? Like some of you, yeah. Some of you are a little defensive. I don't need to tell you what I'm doing. And okay, hey there. Hey there, guides. As they remind me, Scorpio, heavily. I was talking about that for you guys in 2019. Heavily. They are reminding me. I can't remember these readings, like verbatim or anything like that, but the tone I feel for many of your readings in 2019 and maybe even some in 2020 as well, they were talking about Scorpio makes moves that nobody is aware of. And here it is again. You are not telling anybody. And that's your right. That's your prerogative. You could do what you want to do. I support it. But I got it. And you already know. People don't appreciate that though. People aren't like, oh my God, I'm so glad you never told me. I feel like most people never really say that. Oh my God, I'm so glad I never knew about that. You know, if it's family, friends, people around you, even your enemies, like, I mean, especially enemies, like they would be the ones you wouldn't tell. But let's say your friends, your family, people who support you, people who are in your corner, people who are wanting you to succeed or wanting for you to have a wonderful garden. They're like, you could have told me that you entered the most beautiful rose bush pageant and you won first prize, but you didn't. I'm your friend. Why didn't you tell me? And you're kind of like, I didn't have to. Like, you're very like shrugging, like, I didn't have to. I don't know why I think this is so funny. Maybe you guys are going to have a laugh about it. You know, the people who are in your corner, the people that are by your side. Like, maybe you guys are going to, you know, chuckle over it when it all comes out. Because I don't think this is really, if anything, I feel like this is a means to an end. There you go. This is a means to an end. Meaning, that makes sense. Okay, for some of you, like, I'm going to use this word even though it's not always associated with the Seven of Pentacles, but some of you have been purposely or consciously manifesting, right? And so let's say you manifested the new house, right? You didn't want anybody to know. And you have reason for that. There's the silence that you've been under, or the secrets that you've been keeping, aka just being you. It's a means to an end. Not only is it how you naturally are, many of you Scorpios, not all of you, but many of you are secretive. It's just a part of your dynamic. It's a part of your makeup. That's okay. It's not that you were thinking, it's sort of like, if you tell people about your business, they can be in your business. So if you don't allow people into your business, they can't be in your business and they can't derail your business, right? Not to say that anybody purposely would have, because I think for some of you, that was true. For some of you, that's true. If you had told this person, that person, him over there, her over there, whatever, they would have tried their best to derail you, to totally fuck up your shit, okay? In other cases, it's not about that. It wasn't that they were going to derail you. Maybe they would have distracted you. Maybe they would have tried to help you and you didn't want any help. Maybe they would have had all these bright ideas and you're like, I got all my ideas on my own. I don't need anybody's help, or I don't need anybody trying to, be a partner with me in this. I want to do it by myself. There's reasons for that. You're all different. You all have different details to your story. But I feel like the majority of the Scorpio energy is, I didn't tell you Not to spite you or to make you upset. I just didn't. I didn't have to. Or I wanted to prove something to myself, or I just wanted to take care of things on my own, or I didn't want to burden you. Maybe that's another aspect. Maybe some of you knew that if you told someone maybe you had some problems financially and you wanted to work yourself out of debt, and you did, and maybe you hid that from a friend of yours or your family members or your spouse or something like that. Like all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but you know, maybe you never told your spouse, by the way, I got like 60 grand in debt. I'm 60 grand in debt. You know, it's all credit card debt. And maybe they never knew. I mean, I assume once you got married, they would have found out, but whatever. Let's say they didn't. And let's say for the past, 5, 6, 7 years, 7 of Pentacles, maybe for the past 7 years, you've been working that debt down to now where you're practically debt free, if not totally debt free. And so you are in a congratulatory, revamped, reignited state of mind, but the whole time you've been shh about it. And you never told your partner. Is that bad? I don't know. But I'm really getting like Scorpio doesn't feel bad for not saying anything. That's the energy that I'm feeling. Scorpio doesn't feel all that, let's say all that bad. Maybe a little bit, but overall, does Scorpio think they did a bad thing? No. Whether or not other people would agree with you, that's a different story. But I'm here for it because the feeling is okay. It feels okay. Doesn't feel incredibly triumphant. Doesn't feel terrible and a loss. It feels okay. That's how that happened. That's how that evolved. This is how the situation is going. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's a little more quote unquote devious than I was initially feeling, because this silence gives a tower moment. Now, I'm going to talk about how this looks in this deck. But before I do, tower moments are not always quote unquote bad. They don't always come in like destructive ways. Sometimes they come in really, I wouldn't say pleasant, but like surprisingly pleasant ways. Maybe that's it. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be like some volatile shakeup, but it can be. I just want to say that. Now, the reason I hesitate to show is because whenever I look at this card, puke. I hate this tower card in this deck. It's so grotesque to me. What is she wearing? What is she standing on? It's stupid. I don't like it. I love this deck, and I appreciate this card for what it is, because here you have this woman looking all, this is so great, and blah, blah, blah. And she looks so delighted. But look at your dress, ma'am, or look at what the fuck that is. What is that? No. So it's like smiling and being cheerful on top of something that's grotesque. Perhaps that's your story. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to shade you in any type of way. But maybe you're smiling and you're happy and you're like, destruction. I love it. And somebody else is like, that's garbage, Scorpio. You're standing on a pile of garbage. What are you talking about? Why are you so happy? Isn't it wonderful? You know? Anyway, Tower. Secondary major for Aries, also sometimes associated with you, Scorpio, as this is associated with the planet of Mars. You could be dealing with another Scorpio or an Aries, or not at all. It is a general. But yeah, it's like in some people's eyes, maybe yours, it could go vice versa. So somebody else could be delighted and you're like, this is a crock of shit. This is horrible. Okay. But it feels like, I mean, this is the power of the tower. Power of the tower. This is power of the tower, meaning it's gross. It's unpleasant. I don't know what kind of food or dessert this cake is trying to mimic, but it's not true. It's not right. I don't want a plate of that. Get it out of here. That's how the tower feels or can be perceived a lot of times. We don't want it. However, the residual effect of the tower is more than likely, more like 9 times out of 10 for somebody who goes through a tower moment, in retrospect, eventually down the line, that was wonderful. Or, that was great. That was exactly what I needed. But the inception point is a nasty ass dress cake thing, whatever that is. I hate this. I hate it so much. Anyway, so for an example, or rather, not even necessarily an example, I can stand as a testament to tower moments. They suck. They happen. You don't like it. It's unpleasant. It's painful. It's shocking. It's sometimes it happens very subtly or suddenly. Sometimes it's very subtle and you did not know, and it comes as like a sneaky snake surprise. But as time progresses, you're like, well, if that hadn't happened, then all this other stuff wouldn't have happened to me either. And I like the stuff that happened after the tower moment. So am I really mad? Am I really salty about that tower moment? When how could I be salty about it? Because it led to all this other stuff, right? So I feel that's where you're at with it, Scorpio. Even though what you didn't say, what you did not say, or it's mostly what you didn't say. For some of you, it's a little bit action oriented, but mostly it's what you didn't say. Even though what you didn't say possibly started or had a hand in or contributed to a tower moment, as time progresses, because some of you are in this moment. Now that I'm here, oh my God, I'm so happy. Yeah. I got what I wanted. I got my results. Yeah. You're so excited. You're so happy. You know? And I'm telling you, I feel like it was like most of your readings in 2019. I would not advise you to go watch all of them. If you've got the time, please do. If you want to, you can. But a lot of those readings in 2019, it was Scorpio is doing something and they're not telling anybody what they're doing. They're keeping it under lock and key. And when it breaks in Scorpio's favor, it's going to be amazing. Or you're just like anticipating. It's going to break in my way. It's going to break my way. It's going to break my way. It's going to break my way. And the whole time you could be, strolling your garden, being regular, Joe Schmo or plain Jane or whatever, just living a regular, normal, everyday life, and people don't know because you haven't expressed what you're doing, what you're thinking, what actions you're going to take, what things you're going to implement in your life. I support it, even though it's kind of sneaky snake behavior. But again, I'm Honest Abe over here, or Honest Jay over here, to a fault. Admittedly to a fault. I rarely keep secrets these days. My own secrets, I should say. I can keep other people's secrets, but my own, I normally don't keep them anymore. That just doesn't work for me. But for Scorpio, for whoever's in this vibe, that works for you. You're getting what you want. I applaud it. Because for me, secret keeping was just, it doesn't feel good for me. It's something I suck at. Okay? But anyway, so I feel... I don't know why your reading is making me laugh so much. Scorpio, you're... It's sort of like possum. Maybe you're playing possum, or you did play possum. It's like you may have been discounted. You may have been discredited. People or circumstances around you may have thought, oh my God, Scorpio is such a soft touch, or they don't know what they're doing, or they're never going to amount to anything, or whatever. There could have been a lot of criticism. There it is. There was a lot of criticism around you because you were being very quiet. People thought you weren't doing shit. People thought you weren't about shit. People thought you were just like, a welcome mat. I can step all on you. I can drag my feet all on you and scrub my muddy freaking soles into your fabric, and you're not going to say a fucking word about it. And now that you've done something that brings a tower moment, Oh no, oh no, they are mad. The devil. They are mad. Now, devil card in tarot is major arcana for Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. You don't have to be. But here is the person, the people, the situations, the community or the culture or the society at large that you're a part of, whatever scale this works for, or whatever level this lands on, I should say. Here's the critic. Could be your own self-critic, by the way. Mm-hmm. Am I going to sneeze? Nope. Okay, good. I've been sneezing the past couple of days. Anyway, this could be the people around you on whatever scale, however big or large a group of people this is, could be a singular person. A lot of yippee yap is the, hold on. I did sneeze after all. Okay. So, like a lot of jibber jabber, a lot of, you know, like constantly criticisms, a lot of opinions. And for some of you, it was aimed at controlling you or keeping you on side. Keeping you sweet. Seeing like this freaking, I mean, look, I know it says the devil and everything, but that looks like a banging chocolate cake. No offense to anybody. I'm not trying to say the person or the people that you're dealing with, they were giving you a sweet treat or something. Maybe they were, but that's the lore, is that they were trying to keep you sweet, trying to keep you on side, trying to keep you under their control or under their influence, or at least they thought they had a confidant in you. Are you betraying someone, Scorpio? That, yeah. Now, that's a perception from this person or these people. They feel betrayed by you. Whether you really did or not, objectively, I cannot say, because I am not in the situation and it's not really here. But what I like, the objective point of it, the subjective point from this person, you betrayed them. You stabbed them in the back. You abandoned them. You left them for dead. And that's interesting that I'm saying this about the devil. But okay, thank you. Hello. Because I'm like, those are things I would say about maybe like the 10 of Swords or like the 3 of Swords, maybe even like the 5 of Wands or something like that. The reason I'm saying that is, biblically speaking, and this has been coming up, religious talk has been coming up a lot for November readings. I believe the motivation of our good friend Lucifer, that's a joke, by the way, good friend Lucifer, is that he felt betrayed or abandoned. He was literally cast out by God, right? Where he felt he was either God's equal or he was going to usurp God and take his rightful place as, you know, the the divinity or the divine, you know, overseer of the universe. But God was like, nah bro, you out. And he cast him out, right? He's a fallen angel. That's what Lucifer is. So for some of you, that's kind of the attitude for some of the people that you're dealing with. They have maybe a God complex. They might have delusions of grandeur, and they have overestimated their position in your life, their position in your inner circle is what that feels like. In your inner circle, like friends and family that are close to you, they pride of place. These are all aspects of like, not the devil in tarot, but like the devil in terms of like, like that darker side of self-love, or that darker side of like self-belief. It's some of you, okay, in some of your cases you're dealing with a person who has a lot of issues, okay? And again, this could be self-work. This could be things that you're dealing with that exist within you. Regardless, I feel for a while, a lot of you were tempted by this person, friend, family, lover. I don't care who they were or who, see, I keep talking past tense. I really feel a lot of you are creating distance with this person, whether it be actual physical distance or just distance in your relationship with them. Devil does talk about entanglement or ties that we have with each other, certain bonds that we have with each other. And again, they were trying to keep you sweet. They offered you all these things, as you can see, chocolate cake, cigarettes, martinis, freaking cheese that comes in a jar, some imitation meat, offering all these things, which I guess to certain degrees we might indulge in every once in a while. But if you have that shit on the regular, your body ain't gonna be right. You can't eat chocolate cake, breakfast, lunch, and dinner and be living a healthy life. You really can't. Your body eventually, excuse me, your body eventually is gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? This is not nutrition. This is not good. Take it away. We can't have that. But that was this person or these people. That was their MO, to constantly offer you something which is tempting, is in some sense delicious, or something that we want to indulge in sometimes. But to consistently do that, it's not healthy. And that's another part of the devil. We don't have healthy attachments. We don't have healthy bonds or relationships with people when we're in that energy. We can, but often we don't. And that's what that feels like, Scorpio. You know that over time, maybe that's what was going on. Over 7 years, you didn't say anything, but you eventually came to the realization, I have been living in a very toxic relationship. I have been getting along with friends and family members in a toxic way. I've been eating chocolate cake 24/7, 7 days a week, 365. That's not good for me. My bowels are inflamed. It's all a metaphor, obviously, but I hope you get what I'm saying. You may have taken 7 years to realize what you were indulging in with other people was unhealthy for you. And if you vocalize that to that person or those people or other people around you, there may have been a kerfuffle. There may have been pushback. The devil does not want to be dethroned. The devil, as an archetype, not just in tarot, but overall, does not want to be challenged, does not want to be told, you can't control me. What do you mean? I am the devil. Of course I can control you. Here are your puppet strings. I want you to do this and do that and all that stuff. When you confront the devil and say, hey, I think you're trying to control me, what are they going to do? Sit there and say, yes, I am? Are they going to admit to it? No. That doesn't serve them. That doesn't serve their purpose. So what must you do? Act quietly. Shh, mum's the word. I'm working on getting away from and detaching from these toxic behaviors or these toxic, it could be your own shit. You could have toxic addictions or obsessions and fixations in your life. You could have had an alcohol problem, a drug problem, whatever it is. You could have had indulgences in your life that you no longer have. Okay? Whatever it is, you get away from it. And it creates your move away. I think in some of your cases, you're doing it very drastically. How am I feeling this? Okay, okay. I often get this imagery and I don't promote it, but I am getting that here. Maybe some of you are literally like on a dime, like pow, out of what seems like out of nowhere to them, to other people. Am I going to sneeze again? 1 second. Okay. So what it could seem out of nowhere to other people. But again, to you, Scorpio, like I told you in 2019 and a little bit in 2020, you've been building to this moment. And now that it's time to break, you break. And you break real hard. You break real hard. Knight of Swords. And if it's not you, this is happening in someone else's life. You could be the devil, no offense. You could be the person who's like, hey, I want to puppet, I want to control you. I want to manipulate you. That could be you, just to be fair. But somebody here makes a hard break. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with an air sign. You don't have to be. Ooh, interesting. For some of you, this person is external and they're helping you make the break. Interesting. Congratulations, I suppose. But, and I get that because, you know, you see this guy on this motorcycle and you see his little, like, his little fans in the background, like, oh, isn't he a dreamboat? You know, and again, that's coming next to like this very, like, fangirl, like, oh, moment in the tower, like, oh my God, this is so great. It's like in the midst of, and you know, you can pull up several memes of Scorpios and it would be like this, like you're delighted at like the world or a building like crumbling down around you. You're like, ah, that's wonderful. You know, quick, quick, almost, you know, not dangerous, but certainly flagrant, dismissive, possibly rude behaviors are like, oh, that's so nice. So if this is an external person, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe a lover, I don't care who it is, they could come in. Because again, I'm drawn to that storyline just a little bit because of the infatuation of the two girls back there looking at this greaser guy, right? And so it feels like being very enamored or delighted that somebody does something kind of recklessly. Or this is you delighting in your own recklessness. You're like, I've been playing little goody two-shoes for 7 years, 7 months, 15 years, I don't care. And now I'm going to play by my own rules. I'm a devil without a cause. Maybe. But I'm a rebel without a cause, right? I'm so delighted that I am being a badass. I'm in love with my own glow up. I'm in love with my own sudden change of pace, sudden change of decorum. Like, this is like new sheriff in town, or like, you know, it's very like bad boy rolling in on the motorcycle. Like, what's that? Even though it's not exactly like this, like that freaking movie Footloose. Like, Kevin Bacon just all of a sudden rolls into town and now everybody knows how to fucking dance. What? Revolutionary. I came to town, I put on some funky music, and now every little white kid in this town knows how to dance their ass off. Okay, sure. You know, there's something here about how quickly you or someone comes in and changes your life or changes your circumstances, or you're doing this on your own and you are in love with it. And it's, you know, very much caution to the wind with this Knight of Swords. So much caution in the wind, who cares? The Knight of Swords rarely gives a shit. Rarely. And I feel this energy is very, I don't give a shit. And makes sense. Everything that's down here on this bottom line is revolutionary, quick, impassioned or passionate, and doesn't ask for permission. Ace of Wands, not looking for permission. Is here. It's inception energy or ignition, right? It's a starting point. You don't need, well, sometimes you do, but there's like this, I didn't ask to be here, I'm just here. Or I didn't ask to, like, this energy is just like, I exist and I'm here to start some stuff. I'm here to revolutionize something. I'm here to get the ball rolling in some type of way. Tower energy, definitely not asking for permission, just shows up in its grossness, shows up in its destructive way, and it's just like, there I am, I'm a tower moment, hi. You know, very like, who cares? Knight of Swords, like I just said, who cares? Rebel without a cause, don't care. I'm a rebel. Why? Don't have a cause. I'm just a rebel. Yeah? And again, I feel it's very responsive, or it's the true cause of what's going on down here is everything up there. Manipulation, keeping silent about things, plotting, you know, reevaluating, doing all these things that are kind of under the surface. It's interesting. Oh, that would be interesting. Because this is all very action-oriented, but it's in the foundation of the reading. And this is all very subtle, quiet, you know, don't tell people that I've got you on puppet strings, or I'm not going to tell you I believe you're on puppet strings and I'm trying to manipulate you. And I'm not telling this other person over here, I'm not telling you that I'm trying to reevaluate things and I'm walking my garden path and I'm pruning and I'm doing all these things. It's like reversed. This is more subtextual or subconscious or at least under wraps. It's not out there, but it's on the top of the reading. So what was hidden is now revealed. Hmm? Interesting. Outcome. Four of Cups. Well, careful now. You and or someone else could be getting a little something that you don't want. Oh, perfect. Remember I said some of you might have addictions, right? And you're kind of making clean breaks. Maybe you're going cold turkey. Maybe you're doing something really radical in your treatment, in your efforts to rid yourself of addiction, right? Four of Cups comes along. It's here to show you specifically with this illustration that some of you might still be around people, places, or circumstances that are going to try to get you to backslide into your addiction. Or you have still some things to work out within yourself, which, am I going to sneeze again? All right, so I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Anyway, you are possibly going to be faced with temptation again, or with more than temptation. Four of Cups is we don't want what's offered. We are apathetic to it, we're indifferent to it, or we, as you see in the illustration, are completely like, don't give me that, I don't want that, okay? So that could be good old devil legs chocolate cake over there. Maybe that is coming from that person or that situation, those places, those people. They're like, hey, Scorpio, don't you still want to be drinking? And you are definitely not drinking anymore. And maybe that's it. You know, again, if you realize you have an addiction, but maybe you don't want to talk about it, maybe the people that you're hanging around, they share in your addiction, and you're like, I want to get clean. And you don't necessarily tell people I'm getting clean. You just do it. You just begin to do it. Go cold turkey, do whatever. Your friends don't know. You've not told them. And so they think it's business as usual. It's Tuesday. It's 7 o'clock. It's happy hour. Where are you, Scorpio? We're all waiting down at the bar, or we're all in the back alley about to shoot up needles, whatever your addiction is, right? And you haven't told people that you're no longer interested in this, but they still will offer it to you, especially if they want to control you. They're going to continue to offer you the same piece of temptation, the same drink, the same chocolate cake, the same piece of Spam, the same cheese whiz in a fucking jar, whatever. They're going to continue to push that towards you, even if you don't want it. For some of you, this could be a person sort of playing on your heartstrings, trying to drum up sympathy. What's that about? It's like you may have told someone, yeah, I could see it. You could have told someone, well, maybe not told someone, but shown someone. Oh, that's interesting. For those where like you moved or you're on this new path with the Ace of Wands, you're doing something new, creatively or whatever. Or like I said before, some of you literally moved homes. This is someone coming to your house, your new house, trying to like crash on your couch. Like this could be a friend or a family member. I got a couple, okay? And it's like, hey, you got a new house. You moved. Yeah, I did. Well, let me in. Nope. It's like someone wants to be in your life past a point where you don't want them in your life anymore. Or in your space. Maybe fine, we can talk, we can be friends, we can get along in those ways, but you literally cannot set foot in my house. The last time you lived here or lived with me, the last time we spent an extensive amount of time together, shit went awry. I'm not doing that anymore. There's like a hard no with that Four of Cups. A hard nah. You can stay over there. I'll stay over here. Everything's peachy keen when we are separated from each other. This is how it's got to be. And some of you know that because again, there is this potential awareness that there is a pitfall if you allow this person or this energy or this situation, circumstance, whatever, this temptation into your life. If you know you're an addict, and the friends that you have are other addicts or people that use very casually, use very recreationally, and they don't have problems, or at least they don't see that there's a problem, but you know you have a problem. Like maybe they could take 2 or 3 drinks and be fine, and you're like 8 drinks in going, give me another one. And everybody's like, Scorpio, it's Tuesday. Calm down. Give me another one. If that's your reality, but your friends can casually drink and it's not a problem, you now know I can't hang around you guys because you casually drink and you're not taking my addiction seriously. Yeah, man. Happiness behind that. The sun is back there. Good job. Now, Five of Swords, overall energy. Disagreements. Interesting. I'm getting, with the imagery here, really cutting out your new life. Maybe some of you have done I think, did I use that word? I think I did with the Seven of Pentacles, manifestation. Maybe some of you have been doing vision boards and things like that, mindful meditation, other types of, practices that help you manifest. And I feel like you've cut out a new life for yourselves. That's specific to the imagery of this card. That's not the implicit meaning or traditional meaning of this card. But I am getting with this, you're like stitching together, you're cutting out and you're stitching together a new life for yourself. Congratulations, very good. Others of you, or the more traditional meaning of this card is about disagreement. It is about petty arguments. It is, in some cases, about petty victories. That could have been the tone of your life for a while, petty victories or shallow victories and petty arguments and just like bickering and disagreements and not understanding one side, not understanding the other, things like that. General upheaval, general volatility was the name of the game, is in some of your cases still the name of the game. But I feel, again, you're cutting out a new path in life for yourself, a new way of being in your life, Scorpio. It feels transformative, which is, your bread and butter, what you're known for, Scorpio. 8th house, one of the biggest houses, if not the biggest house of transformation, is the 8th house. And so I feel you're just like designating and really cultivating something of your own design for yourself that doesn't involve other people. It's very exclusionary to certain people in your life. And they, most likely, since it is the 5 of Swords, are not happy to hear that. They don't agree with that. They don't like that. And as one of my relatives who is long gone from this earth used to say all the time, and I hated it, but it's absolutely apt in this time, tough titties. Tough titties. You don't like that I'm living my own life. You don't like that I'm trying to better myself. You don't like that I'm cutting out a piece of the pie for myself. You don't like that I'm cutting out a piece of the pie for myself. Tough titties. You want to control me, or you want me to do things the way you want, or you don't want me to get better. Did I say that for you guys in a previous reading? I think I did. I don't remember when, but this feels very similar. This energy that's coming through at the end of the damn reading is how can you claim to love and care for me if when I seek my wellness, when I seek to be better, you think I'm doing the wrong thing? If I'm trying to break away from my addictions or my problems, if I'm trying to get myself in a better state of mind, in a better financial situation, in a better physical situation, whatever, and you think it's bad, you think it's bad for me to be better, that's not correct. That's your reading, Scorpio. If you liked it, there is a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I love comments. Feel free to share them. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, why don't you do so? How about that? Why don't you do that? Of course, all of that is appreciated and supports the channel. And I would thank you so much if you did those things. Scorpio, I'll be back soon with, I didn't mention it again at the opening. Oh, God. Anyway, I'll be back soon to do your mid-November readings, but I will be back sooner than that to do your live readings on November the 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the States. If you're available and you want to get your cards read by me live that night, feel free to stop by. Again, November the 14th, 7 p.m. So your mids will come out after that. And yeah, if you haven't seen everything else for your playlist or for your season, it's in your playlist. Your birthday reading, your live will go there. This reading will go there, as well as the mids, okay? And again, if you want a personal reading with me, you can find that information down below, all right? Scorpio, I thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.